Hey guys, Davison here. I just finished watching Markiplier's YouTube Has Changed, where he discusses the way that YouTube has changed the past couple of years. And basically what he says in his 12-minute talk is that YouTube has become less creative and more competitive and more restrictive. And I actually agree with him on all fronts. What first attracted me to YouTube was that I could upload anything I wanted and be guaranteed to reach people, make new friendships, and get paid for it. I have always adored the creative freedom of YouTube that I feel is offered nowhere else. For money, right? For compensation. You can upload whatever you want to Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram, for the most part, no pornography, but I'm not a pornographer, so that doesn't concern me, or to anywhere else. But there's no monetization on these platforms, and the audiences are more fragmented or more difficult to access on these other platforms. So YouTube was like the ultimate solution to me as someone who wanted to make her own web series and then her own web project where she completed 100 jobs for a minimum of $100 each, and take her career as an entrepreneur into her own hands and never be reliant on a broadcaster saying, yes, you can publish this, no, you can't, your idea is not good enough, when, I know in my heart of hearts that the idea was great or is great. So that said, times have changed. Now, when you make a YouTube video, if you are doing it commercially, you have so many things to consider. YouTube itself does not drive traffic to videos the way that it used to. There are so many other people uploading great quality videos at the same time as you. There's now this Facebook initiated push, fuck you Facebook, for, and I'm saying that only because they don't share revenue with their creators, and they seem to be destroying online media, and they want to control the entire internet by always keeping us on their website and then dictating whatever shows up there. It's the opposite of the free and open internet. It's the commercial controlled, mind control internet. So that's why I say fuck you Facebook. Fix some of those things and I'll say, okay, maybe we should, or can do some business together, Facebook. But anyhow, regardless, now there's this Facebook initiated drive to honor more corporate created videos like the BuzzFeeds of the world, let's say, or magazines that used to be magazines like Us Weekly, and all of a sudden they're YouTube creators and they have these war chests of millions of dollars to be able to fund studio videos, and they have the distribution model of, okay, well, we have this website that gets, tens of millions of views a month, and we have these Facebook page likes which were accumulated largely when people would just like pages for the sake of saying they like something, and now they have that as their audience. And they are competing against people like me who started out just wanting to be herself and being paid to be herself and be paid to create whatever came to mind. And this is what Markiplier suggests when he talks about this crazy video he made where he stares at a banana for 5 minutes. But now that ability, or the ability to get paid for that, is being taken away from us. And because everyone wants to be a YouTube star now, technical considerations or standards that used to be acceptable a few years ago are totally not, and you have to have the best equipment, the most drones, the most celebrity appearances or famous YouTube appearances possible, and it's very hard to compete. And so, yes, it's changed, and I'm living the stress of that. I don't upload to this channel as much as I used to. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm focused more on what videos can I make on LOL pervs that stand a chance of getting picked up by other distribution channels, meaning the Daily Mail, or back to BuzzFeed, or Uproxx, or Bro Bible, or Quartz, or ATTN, and none of these people or websites even came into my mind 2 years ago when I was making YouTube videos, and half of them actually also didn't even exist. So in terms of YouTube being more restrictive, yeah, there's always been changes to their algorithm and changes to how they deal with flaggings. Like if people say that you've done something wrong, how they interpret what constitutes sexually provocative material. I think there's been some improvements in that regard, but yeah, there's been changes that are a little bit like, what are you doing? YouTube always seems to make like small, minor, like missteps in terms of like interpreting what constitutes acceptable content for the platform. But overall, I think they've reached more of a place where, you know, abuses of the community against creators are less likely to occur. And so with all this being known, the fact that it's more commercial, more competitive, we're competing against big media companies who can no longer sustain themselves on traditional media, TV, and, you know, magazines, and the impact of Facebook on our industry, is it worth pursuing? Yes, and this is the future. That's why all these companies are here. But is it easy? Has it gotten easier? Abso-fucking-lutely not. This job occupies all of my time, all of my energy, all of my focus, and all of my passion, and pretty much all of my life. But that is the only way I think you ever succeed at anything, if you are 100% committed to something and you hold yourself to the highest standards possible for that particular niche or vertical or whatever, endeavor, business. So the strong survive, and that's where we're at now. And regarding his like slight mentioning of like there's more YouTube drama now, I sort of actually agree that now it seems more gossipy than it used to be, but it's back to YouTube becoming more like traditional media where there's cheesy fucking rags like TMZ that dredge up drama and bullshit and then profit from it themselves. And the way that you can get a lot of clicks is to be controversial and get people talking and get people reacting. So instead of going for the more neutral stories like who's dating who or who wore what, you go for the jugular because you know there's tons of other people vying for the same eyeballs. And it is unfortunate there's been a lot of like allegations of abuse and rape and trying to manipulate YouTube for financial gain, like the whole Fine Brothers saga. But I don't see that going away. I see it getting worse because unfortunately that's just the trajectory of any structure built over time, that things start out free and liberal and kind, but then as the rewards increase, you get people with selfish intentions who enter the system and then manipulate it to their own gain. That's why capitalism is a flawed and will forever be a flawed system. So maybe we're just seeing the ills of capitalism manifested on YouTube, on top of what happens when something is extremely desired and coveted, you know? It's like the gold rush. Well, now we're seeing like the intense part of the YouTube gold rush, and yeah, it ain't fucking fun. You don't really, you know, if you're a creator who just came here just to be themselves, to give the world art, to challenge things, but yet still be able to make a living, you know, you are now subjected more to the forces of a commercial platform and commercial demands. And if you are a true artist, I think you should just create regardless. Like, okay, so 200,000 less people are going to view. Sorry, I'm having a hard time talking. So 200,000 less people are going to view your video if you make a video about what it feels like to look at flowers. Well, so fucking what? If you are an artist, then you need to explore in a beautiful way all aspects of life and all aspects of meaning, and you shouldn't let commercial concerns dictate what you're doing. And I believe that if your art is profound, regardless of whether or not it's currently accepted, it eventually will be accepted, because the truth does rise even in competitive systems, and excellence rises for the most part. That said, again, yes, you can't compete against giants the same way you can compete against just other basic creators. And I know it's never going to be easy, but YouTube still, to a certain degree, is like a meritocracy, despite the fact that it's more competitive, more restrictive, and less creatively open than it used to be. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think YouTube's changed? Has it changed for the worse? I mean, I'm an adult, so like none of this surprises me really. It was never going to be the honeymoon phase forever, and people get selfish as the years go on, and people will protect what, you know, they value the most or what they need the most. It's human nature. So I'm just going to keep doing my thing and having creative integrity and doing the hard fucking work every fucking day. And hopefully I will continue to see increasing dividends as the years go on. You know, I'm almost at 50,000 subscribers on LOL Pervs. A year ago, I was at 5,000. So put in the work, take the time, spend the money. You can get what you want, but you sometimes have to hold yourself to increasingly higher standards. If you do the same reps on the weight machine all the time at the same weight, you're not going to make them gains. Run uphill. Don't think that it's always going to be about coasting downhill. That's it. My name is Davis, and this has been very long, but I'm trying to make longer videos. Back to how YouTube has changed. YouTube loves them longer videos. Do I love them longer videos? It sort of makes me feel like I'm rambling, but I'm just, you know, running up that hill. We're running up that hill. La 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 la. Okay, bye guys. You can find me at on LOL Pervs. You can find me as LOL Pervs on Snapchat and at Davison Video on Twitter. The Twitter I'm kind of starting to give the middle finger to. And LOL Pervs on Facebook, but you know, like I said, Facebook has totally changed online media. Anyhow, love you guys. Goodbye.